Blessings to your fam. This is your brother Zion. I hope you're doing well. Something dropped on me today in the shower, and I mean, it hit me right here. And I know that this revelation didn't come from nobody but God, because there's no way that I could sit down and pen such a thing, think such a thing, or speak such a thing. And hopefully you can get something out of it for yourself. I just want to entitle this video, Get Out of Your Way. You know, for those who follow my writings, follow my books, my speaking, you know that some devastating things happened to me back in the day, but specifically a particular thing that happened to me that was so devastating, so cataclysmic, a time of brokenness. It was a time of injustice. It was just a heartbreaking, damn near life-ending situation. And, you know, the Spirit of God began to minister to me that during that time period of 5 years, that I was going through this thing, that after it was over, was a time that I spent longer than when I spent in it. I don't know what you were going through today, or what you have gone through, be it a divorce, be it relapsing, chemical dependency issues, be it former incarceration, be it a bankrupt business, a ministry that tanked, or whatever you went through. That was just a hell of a time for you, and you will never forget it, and it almost took you out. We need to be very careful that our time after that thing is over is not longer than the time that we spent doing that particular event or devastation. It's almost like the Israelites. They spent 40 years in a wilderness, but it only took them 11 days to walk out into the land that God has promised them. You know, God began to talk to me, and oftentimes resentment, anger, shame, rejection. What do people think? What are people saying about me? All of these issues, self-inflicting issues, if we're not careful, we will spend much more time in a type of incarceration than the time that we spent during the devastation. So that time period for me was 5 years, but I spent 13 years after the 5 years sulking, angry, resentful, bound by shame, bound by public opinion, bound by rejection, giving up on life, throwing in the towel on life, refusing to participate but not uttering a word. 13 long years. So you add the 13 to the 5 of the time that I spent doing that devastating event, we're talking 18 long years. God has done everything that He needs to do for us. Now it is our time to take our lives in our own hands and trust Him while we walk out our purpose unapologetically, and not allow the post-divorce, the post-imprisonment, the post-betrayal, whatever it was that was devastating to you. Don't allow your time after the event to be much longer than the event. And hopefully this is a blessing to you. I'm placing this in my file and on YouTube, that it will speak to me, and to hold myself responsible as well. So let's do this, and let's get out of our own way. Peace and blessings.